Welcome along then to the final moments of peace before a grid full of the world's fastest racing cars fire into life and charge down towards the scuffle of turn 1. It's a 3.6 mile lap here at a rain-soaked Sochi Autodrome, where I wouldn't be at all surprised to see a safety car at some point during today's Grand Prix. 18 corners here, 12 to the right and 6 to the left, and turn 3 is a long double apex left that's virtually flat out in the dry. But we probably won't be seeing any of that today. It's not going to be plain sailing for our drivers today, although with the sky falling as it is, perhaps sailing isn't too far from the truth. And Anthony Davidson, could be a wet one today. Great to have you with us. What are your thoughts?
It is a touch damp, isn't it? Well, as a driver, there are 3 big things to worry about when racing in these kind of conditions: standing water, tyre temperature and visibility. Judging distance to the cars around you is really tricky when you're driving through the vast amounts of spray that these wet weather Pirelli tyres kick up.
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Sebastian Vettel has a clear track ahead of him today. He starts in pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Bottas, Pierre Gasly, and Verstappen, Hülkenberg, Stroll, Grosjean, and Daniel Ricciardo, Magnussen, Perez, Kimi Raikkonen, and Sainz, Hartley, Marcus Ericsson, and Stoffel van Dorn, Alonso, and Sergei Sirotkin rounds off the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Right, let's be patient going into turn 1. We want to be in a good position for the rest of the race. Good luck.
Hello everyone and welcome back guys to round 15 of the F1 2020 Charles Leclerc mod career mode, where today we're here for round 15 of the season from a very, very wet Russian Grand Prix circuit. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first wet race of the season. We've had a couple of wet qualifying sessions here and there, but having a look at that weather, it certainly is going to make strategy interesting today. We might need to try and move on to a set of the intermediate tyres towards the end of this race. But yeah, obviously if you guys are new around here as well, and you do go on to enjoy, make sure you get yourself subscribed. However, heading into this weekend, the title fights are really, really heating up. 10 points between Hamilton and I in the Drivers' World Championship. 4 points between Mercedes and Ferrari in the Constructors' Championship. We need a good result here today. So I think the best thing to do then is just jump into this round 15 of the season here from the Russian Grand Prix. Hopefully we can just try and get a good, clean getaway. The 5 lights are coming on now, and it is going to be lights out, and away we go then for the Russian Grand Prix. Try to manage the wheel spin as best as possible there off the start. We haven't got away to a fairly tidy start as we head down towards turn 1. Already got yellow flags out behind us. Just got to try and keep it nice and tidy. Bottas trying to look around the outside through the first corner. We'll hang him out to dry there. And yeah, there already seems to be a few cars towards the rear of the field in the wall then. No idea what's happened to them. Only got the one person dropping out off the start. I'm not too sure who that is at the moment. I'm sure that'll flash up on the screen in just a moment. But yeah, first couple of laps are very, very much going to be trying to settle down. Gasly is the man out of this Grand Prix then, so not the ideal start to his race here in Sochi, or the end to his race here in Sochi, it must be said as well. But yeah, hopefully we can just keep piling on the pressure to Hamilton in front of us. Obviously 6 races to go, including today. It's certainly not over in the championship, but we need to get some consistent good results. We'll end lap 1, making a big, big mistake in towards the final corner. Pick up a warning for that one, fair enough, from the game. Obviously Seb's still leading the way. But yeah, we're just trying to settle down, try and get these tyres nice and comfortable, everything like that, get them working where we need them. But yeah, struggling a bit for grip and consistency at the moment here, just trying to work out where the grip limit is. Hopefully, as the track starts to dry out, it might, with a bit of luck, suit me a bit more.
It's time to use some of this charge.
Turn 3 is still almost flat out there as we get a little bit loose. Back end just trying to break away a little bit. Never really fills you with confidence at 160 miles an hour, I'll be honest, but we're not going to worry about that for now. Getting quite a good run then onto lap 3. Still all over the back of Hamilton here. Hopefully we can try and apply a bit more pressure. Have we got any sort of run on the road down towards Zone 1? We're definitely gaining in on him. Oh, he brakes a little bit earlier than I was expecting there. We're going to accidentally send it up the inside to try to take evasive action from the Mercedes, but the FIA have allowed it. We've got no complaints with that, and suddenly we're to P2 of the Russian Grand Prix. Exactly what we need. And now Ferrari, 1-2 again. We can definitely do with that result.
Light rain in 5 minutes time.
So Jeff as well just saying the rain's meant to get lighter in about 5 minutes. So it is going to be interesting to see if we need to move on to a set of inters towards the end of this one, or whether it would be worth just trying to stay out. Maybe these tyres will go off right in the dying stages, but you never know. Seb sets a new fastest lap of the Grand Prix, however we go 3/10 quicker. The first person to dip under the 1 minute 50s. We'll certainly take that quite happily, but at the moment, yeah, really just trying to dance the car around. Track, however, yeah, it's definitely getting drier. And it's filling me with a little bit more confidence, but not quite enough yet to feel comfortable. Another new fastest lap of the race. Took a good, I think it was about 8/10 out of Seb on that lap. We're slowly starting to learn that anything less than third gear you don't really want to use. And the gap to the Mercedes behind is really, really opening up as well here at the moment. So it's all starting to look good here in Russia, but we've just got to try and keep it on the island. And that is easier said than done. Sometimes, holy, getting a little bit fishtaily there. But we're doing everything we need to.
Get past, increase ERS deployment to overtake mode.
As Jeff there just saying, you know, the options there with the extra ERS, everything like that if we want to utilise it. End of lap 6 then, we're now at the halfway stage of the Grand Prix. We got a bit of a run on Sebastian here. We didn't get any wheel spin out of the final corner. He's going to try and go defensive, but we're going to have a look up the inside on the run down towards turn 1. Oh, slams the door shut on me, despite it's quite clearly being there or thereabouts. Going to be side by side through turn 2, and we've made it work. Seb not too sure what happened there to him. Must have slipped up, got some wheel spin. But we're now up into the lead of the Russian Grand Prix, and could we finally get 2 wins in a row this season? Has anyone been able to do that so far? I generally don't think anyone has. Actually, maybe Lewis did around the midway stage. I know Bottas was looking like he was going to. Hamilton might have done, but I generally don't think anyone has. Getting the blue flags now on Giovinazzi's. We've got just 5 laps to go of this race. The track is definitely getting drier still. However, is it going to get dry enough to go into the inters right at the very end of this race? And then the next question is, would it even be worth it? On to lap 9. Giovinazzi does get out of the way. Thank you very much, buddy. Genuinely can't remember the last time we lapped someone that's car wasn't even wrecked on any Formula 1 game.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Yeah, you can see just coming down into turn 1 though. A lot more visibility. It's definitely getting close to inters. Personally though, I don't think it'll ever be worth the risk. Unless the team gave us the call right now, I'd probably stay out.
The tyre situation is an interesting one, but I think the right call is to stick with what we've got right now.
There we go, that's a good sign. Jeff just confirming he believes we should stay with what we're on. Things you love to hear. Might not be long though before we start seeing a couple of the AI trying to take the gamble. However, yeah, 4 laps to go. Personally, I'm in it for the long haul now. I reckon we should stay out to the very end. Seb, though, behind us is under a lot of pressure now from Lewis, and we need him to hang on in there because, you know, those 3 points at the end of the season could be crucial. There we go.
Good job.
New fastest lap of the Grand Prix. We've been a little bit quiet over the last couple of laps, just trying to keep our head down, focus on everything, but yeah, new fastest lap of the race is now Seb seems to be pulling away again from Lewis behind us. That is exactly what we needed. But yeah, 2 more laps then here in Sochi. We're doing everything we need to at the moment. Doesn't look like anyone's going to need to move on to a set of the inters. Oh, maybe some of the lower AI have. I've just noticed there's a big gap on the minimap, as there's actually quite a few more cars just up in front of us, so that'll be interesting to see. Might get someone completely random setting fastest lap of the Grand Prix. When all is said and done, it's a bit disappointing there's no bonus points in this series. Otherwise, you know, we could have seen a McLaren, maybe a Williams, an Alpha, potentially picking up fastest lap points, but yeah, unfortunately it won't happen. I wonder how much of an effect that would have on this season, had we had the fastest lap bonus. On to the final lap then of this Russian Grand Prix. We get a little bit loose and lively there.
Final lap of the race.
We've done everything we need to so far. We're running a little bit low on the fuel, I'll be honest. But yeah, didn't quite get the qualifying time we wanted. A very close qualifying between the top four. 2/10 separated Seb down to Valtteri in the end. But I said last week out of Singapore how we needed a bit of a resurgence of form. And luckily it's been helped as well these last couple of races by Seb coming in a bit clutch as well. But we're doing everything we need to for Ferrari at the moment. We're still picking up the dubs, everything like that. And that is exactly what we need in this championship. As soon as I say that, we almost stack it. Come on, keep it on the black stuff. That's probably going to be ideal. But yeah, not quite moving on to a set of the inters. However, we are coming up to a lapped car, so I'm intrigued to know whether they have made the switch and it's just not working for them. It appears to be one of the Alpha Tauris. So we might just get a look at that in just a moment. There's Kvyat. Ramsey's just struggling. But exactly what we needed here at Russia. It's always been quite a good track for me. Not a track that I particularly enjoy, but certainly a good fun. And the pace is always up or thereabouts in this series. As look at that, Kvyat. Now he's on a set of the full wets. As we send it up the inside of him, I'm guessing he's just struggling. But yeah, exactly what we need at the moment. We're doing everything that we possibly can inside the final few rounds of this championship. 5 more races to go here at F1 2020, and if the results finish here, which they look very likely to be doing so, I think it will be tied between myself and Lewis Hamilton. Through the final corner we go. Cheeky pirouette for style points, you gotta go for it.
Nice work, that's P1. Race win. Well done.
A great win then for the Maranello team today. So, Ant, how exactly did they set themselves apart from the pack today?
Rain always has the potential to liven up a race and mix up the order, and they've taken full advantage of that to claim the victory today. It's always a bit of a lottery when the conditions are like this, but they've managed to stay on circuit and have come out on top.
So, here they come now, out onto the podium. Wherever you go, anywhere in the world, the prancing horse flags are dominant in the grandstands, and they're out in force again today. It's Ferrari on the top step once more. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
I'm going for someone who really punched above their weight today, and that's Sergei Sorokin. He was fantastically quick through the whole Grand Prix.
That's it for today's Grand Prix, and from Ant and I, it's goodbye, and see you again next time.
So there we are then, guys, the end of the Russian GP, and it is yet another one too for Ferrari. I think, yeah, like I said, that's the first time anyone all season has won 2 races in a row as well. So really happy with that result in the end. We got a 48.8, Seb got a 49.9. No one else dipped below the 1 minute 50s at the end of that race there. That is quite insane when all is said and done. But yeah, Hamilton rounds out the podium ahead of Bottas, and then Albon and Verstappen. Ocon, Grosjean, Stroll and Perez. So Racing Point get a double points haul in the end. Then Latifi, I think that's his best result of the season, up in P12 as well. They're ahead of Russell, Raikkonen, Sainz, Norris, Kvyat, Giovinazzi, and then Magnussen and Gasly both didn't make it through to the end of that Grand Prix. In terms of the Drivers' Championship, like I said, now tied between myself and Lewis Hamilton. It is now just a 5-horse race for the championship. Max Verstappen is now mathematically out of it. But yeah, Hamilton and myself, 258 points apiece. Vettel, my teammate, 50 points back. Bottas, 70 back, just ahead of Albon. So I think it's only a matter of time before at least Bottas and Albon get dropped out of the title fight. But a couple of little swaps there. You can see Ocon moves back up into P8, just behind his teammate in the best of the rest battle. Grosjean gets back past Magnussen as well there, so I'm sure he's very, very happy with that. But yeah, Latifi, despite that, I think it was 12th place, still last over on the championship. Only him and Giovinazzi yet to score in this season. But in terms of the Constructors' Championship, no changes there. We've now got a 20-point lead over Mercedes. Aston Martin still in third. And then you can see Renault, Haas, Racing Point there. Only 5 points between Haas and Racing Point. That might be a battle to look out for between now and the end of the season. McLaren, Alfa, and Williams round out the teams there at the end of the day. But thank you all so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, do make sure you do get yourself subscribed, and we will be back next time out for round 16 of the championship, ready from the legendary Suzuka circuit in Japan.